We're setting into the leg press, either the pendulum squat or the hack squat as well, any of the ones with our platform. We can adjust our stance to be able to prioritize recruitment for different muscle groups. So more of the standard width for the feet placement on my leg press platform will be that general squat width, whatever that's going to look like for you. That general rule of thumb is just outside hip width, just outside of shoulder width. So that may look something like this. We can also change the stance to be a little bit more hamstring, more glute focus, the higher that I move up. Platform is a little bit smaller, so we can watch that the toes can go off as long as we feel comfortable with that position. Watching that as I walk up, I'm not letting my back slide too far up or the glutes slide up. What's going to activate that more as I turn out with the handles is we'll be able to feel that more through the glutes, being able to be a little bit higher up here than I would be lower. We can adopt more of a sumo stance as well, coming out a little bit wider. Same thing with the foot placement. I can have my toes angled out slightly just off the platform, or just kind of bridge into either corner, prioritize the interior of the quad, the adductors a little bit more.
If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you get the updates as soon as possible.
We can go a little more quad focus as well by shifting that focus down lower. Watching that when we're shifting lower as I turn the handles out, we'll be limited by ankle range of motion. So we still want to be able to lower down enough, adopting a more narrow stance, that my ankle will maybe want to lift off here, so that'll be my end limit for that range of motion. Different single leg placement as well. I can have, still watching the hip, knee, and toe alignment for all of these different variations as well. This should be noted before we jump into the single leg. For this sumo, it becomes a lot more challenging to kind of maintain this hip, knee, toe alignment. So I still need to think about that kind of splay on the ground there and not let the knees come in when I'm under that load. So we're keeping everything nice and engaged. For the single leg variations, same thing with the hips, knees, and toes. We're looking for those kind of train tracks at alignment. I can set up with my toes bridged on the other side, or just more of like a split stance, a stagger stance as well. Now I'll still be pushing more off of my right leg. I can have the toes a little bit further down just to kind of scale that back. So now my left leg's assisting, but it's not assisting as much as if that whole foot was on there. Alternatively, for the single leg, I can work on the same thing with that leg hanging underneath. Now we're just going to be a little more limited by how lower that we may be able to go depending on your leg length and the size of your legs to be able to watch at the platform. Because you're going to come into contact with the knee. So what's nice about this kind of kickstand variation is it gives us a bit more stability, a bit of assurance to know that I have this upper leg. It's helping me, it's assisting me, but I'm also not going to have to worry about the platform coming down. Any of those variations could be applied for the hack squat, the pendulum squat. Specific to the leg press, I'm just doing the weight of the platform plus any of the weights that I add in the form of the plates, because I'm just pushing the platform away from me. Whereas the pendulum and the hack squat, our body weight's coming into it as well, because we're going to be moving in that kind of fixed plane for the pendulum and up and down on the sled there for the hack squat.